Hello lovely people, how are you all today? I hope you're all fine and dandy. My cold is finally on its way out. Yay! It was so annoying. Now it's on its way out, but it's left me feeling a little bit droopy. So I thought I'd make myself a nice soup for lunch today. One of my favourites, spicy parsnip soup. I love it. It's so warming and comforting, and all those spices should kind of sort out any remnants of cold. But also parsnips are supposed to be really good for fatigue. Not for causing fatigue, but for getting rid of it. So yeah, cold's on its way out, but I'm left a little bit flat, and I thought I'd pick myself up with a gorgeous parsnip soup. Great for fatigue, but they've got really good potassium in them, some great B vitamins, so they're a bit of a superstar veg. But never mind that, they taste gorgeous. Now, I've only got a little handful of parsnips left, as you'll see in a minute, the little tiddlers. I took them out of the ground, it's 3 weeks ago now, yeah, it was the day before the op. Took them out of the ground along with some others, and to store them, all I've done, I didn't wash them, didn't touch them, just left all their lovely mud on them. Took the tops off, but then they've been wrapped up and I've had them outside on my roof. It's cold out there. It's the perfect place to store them. It's the north facing side of my building, so they don't get baked in the sun during the daytime. Perfect. So let's have a wee look at the ingredients. Like I say, I've just got these few tiddlers left now. Normally I'd want to have a couple of really big ones, but I've had them, so until I get back to the garden these will have to suffice. But the good thing with growing organically is just a bit of a scrub and they'll be good to go. I won't have to do any peeling of the skin, not much topping and tailing, so I'm not going to be wasting loads and loads by getting rid of their lovely skins. To bulk it up a bit, I'm going to put in a couple of spuds because they really are not enough for a decent chunky soup for me. In the past, I've made it with sweet potato, which is just delicious, but as I haven't grown any, and as I'm trying to avoid going to the shops, I'm just using what I've grown. So some bog standard main crop potatoes, nice big onion, garlic, of course, I always use my garlic, don't I? And then in terms of the spices, I'm going to add some turmeric, some paprika, coriander, chilli and some cumin. It's gonna be gorgeous and I can't wait to get stuck in. Oh, and of course a litre of stock. So what I'll do now is I'm going to get the onion and the garlic chopped up and sweating whilst I give the potatoes and the parsnips a quick little bath. After your onions have had about 10 minutes or so to sweat down, just have a little look, see they're nice and translucent and soft now. Sorry, I should say onions and garlic. And I've actually chucked another clove of garlic in this. So I've got about 4 cloves of garlic in it now, which some people wouldn't like, and it's really strong garlic. But I love my garlic, and whilst I've still got the remnants of this cold, brilliant, because all the allium family are fantastic. They have fantastic antimicrobial properties, so this kind of virus that I'm still sort of just the lingering bits of and fighting, it'll help. So let's get some spices in. This is the yummy bit. So I'm going to start with turmeric. I'm going to have a generous teaspoon of turmeric. Fantastic anti-inflammatory properties again. Then let's have a teaspoon of paprika. Oh, just look at the colours. Gorgeous. Teaspoon of cumin. And I'm being naughty using the same spoon, never mind, I use these spices all the time together. Teaspoon of cumin. Honestly, oh, the smell already is just crazy good. Yay, the cold must be going because I can smell again. A teaspoon of coriander. And then finally the chilli. I'm only going to use half a teaspoon with the chilli because I like my food spicy, but I don't like it hot. It's sort of like, you know, that hot that makes your tongue fall off. Ugh. I don't like it so hot that I can't taste the food anymore because it's just too hot. So, just going to give that a bit of a stir around. And then I'm just going to let those spices warm through for a minute or so and start releasing their beautiful oils. Oh, let me just give you a quick closer look at this. Can you see? Oh, the colours, aren't they beautiful? Doesn't that say heartwarming in the middle of winter? Yum, 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 yum. As always, I wish everything was instant in the kitchen, because I always get to this stage of cooking when I've just started it, you know, the onions are starting to release their fragrance, the garlic and now the spices, and it's making me salivate and want to eat right now. I mean, there's part of me that thinks, do you know what, stuff the soup, just bung some of this on a piece of toast. No, I don't think that would be any good. Okay, so I can smell now the spices are really, really coming out. So I'm just going to grab my chunks of potato and parsnip, just into slightly less than 1 inch chunks or so. Like I said, I would have liked to have done this with, maybe even double the amount of parsnip. 2 really, really massive parsnips would have done me proud. But waste not, want not. I was down to the little tiddlers. So what this is telling me is it's time to try out the new knee and see if I can walk to the garden in the next few days. Let's see if I can walk to the garden and use a fork to get some more out of the ground, because let's face it, I'm going to need some parsnips for my Christmas lunch, aren't I? Okay, now, a little bit of a hair in there from somewhere. Give the potatoes and parsnips a good scrudge around, get them coated with all that gorgeous spiciness, and then pop your, stock in. So I'm just reaching for it, it's on the other side of the kitchen. Just a litre of stock, as normal. It's just going to be enough to cover, let me do it from the other side so you can see, just enough to cover the veggies, and a bit more. And then we're going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes or so. That's all it should take. I'm just going to bring the heat up just to bring it back up to a simmer. Yeah, let it simmer for about 20 minutes or so. It might take a little bit longer if your chunks are really massive. And then we can blend and start getting excited about eating. It's had about 20 minutes to simmer. And oh my goodness, heavens to Murgatroyd, I can't begin to tell you how gorgeous the kitchen smells. It's absolutely, it has been making me salivate as I've been sitting here writing. It's just scrum-diddly. The other thing, of course, about getting on with some cooking is it's warming the place up on this chilly, barely above freezing day in London. It's wonderful, isn't it? It's that complete coziness of winter. I love it. A bit of cooking, warming up, and now I'm going to get eating. Let me show you how things are looking. Hang on a sec. Let's see if this quick release will work. Oh, no. Almost. So, now at this stage, you could, of course, serve up and eat it chunky. I know some of you like your soups chunky. Oh, look at the colour, it's beautiful. Wow, aren't we lucky to have all these amazing spices. So yeah, have it chunky if that's how you like your soup. I love mine blended and creamy and smooth. You could, of course, just take out 1 large mugful of this and blend it and then put it back to give it a bit of extra creaminess. But I'm going to blend the whole lot down and shove my face in it. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, look, it's still a bit lumpy. I didn't blend it really hard, but that is just a gorgeous, thick, creamy yumminess. that I obviously am going to have to get my face into. Oh, sorry, knocking you all over the place. Yeah, need to get my face into that pretty pronto. Can't wait. After the op, or should I say before the op, I made loads of soups and some sort of curry type things and chilies and had them in the freezer, and that was great in the first sort of week and a half when I really didn't want to be up and about on my feet too much. But it's really lovely now to get back to just starting from scratch, so I'm enjoying all the smells before I eat. So let's have a little try. Oh gosh, that's good. Oh my goodness. Oh, just got the chili. That is so good. Those spices, I can really taste the parsnip, which is amazing when you think how tiddly they were and how many spices I put in there, or how much spice. Now, before anyone asks what a parsnip tastes like, I can't even begin to describe it. There's a taste all unto itself. But they're so yummy. If you've never tried one, try one over Christmas, because that's when they're around. If you like it, get growing, get some seed ready for next year. Parsnip is almost, to me, the taste of Christmas. And on that note, actually, if you had some leftover roast parsnips, in the UK we tend to roast our parsnips for Christmas Day. There's all sorts of ways you can have them, but roast parsnips are just, they're like sweeties. And I was going to say, if you've got any left over, I don't know how you would have any left over because they're so yummy, but if you had some left over, you could make this soup. What I would probably do is you could probably leave out the spices, because that roast brings a whole different quality to it, and add even more garlic maybe, or try it with the roasted and the spices. Whatever you do, it's going to be gorgeous if you've got some left over. I'm so chuffed with this because when I went to look at my stock on the roof this morning, I was like, oh, I'm so low on veggies, I need to get back to the garden. And I really didn't know that there'd be enough to make a difference sort of taste-wise, but they're gorgeous. What could be more satisfying than making a soup with garlic, which was harvested in June and left to dry in the shed, onions that were harvested in August and left to dry in the shed, potatoes that were harvested in, I think, the beginning of October and left to cure in the shed for a bit and then brought home, parsnips which are coming out of the ground gorgeous and fresh every day from now until the end of February. That's just, it's so satisfying. It's one of the reasons I love to grow my own food. All these wonderful different things, these gorgeous veggies which are beautiful on their own, put them together and suddenly you have this so simple but so delicious, hearty, healthy, nutritious, fabulous, free meal. Yay! Okay, the spices weren't free. I did buy the spices, but I buy in bulk and split with a friend, so that reduces the cost. Essentially though, if I didn't add the spices, that meal is free, but for the cost of a few seeds. So, give it a go. I hope you'll love it as much as I do. Honestly, it's one of my favourites. I say that about everything I cook, don't I? They're all my favourites. It's that kind of seasonal thing. I'm loving parsnips at the moment because they're right in season. But give the soup a go. If you love it, start thinking ahead now about how you can grow the ingredients next year, so that this time next year you'll be in your kitchen making your own soup from all of your own homegrown veggies and not spending a penny. Have fun with it. I will see you all again really soon, I hope. In the meantime, I'm going to get my face stuck in this bowl, and I'm just going to say to you all, take care, whatever you're up to, take care, have fun, see you again soon.